Welcome to my review of the Kangxin Vapor Flask V3 Clone. Well, let's unwrap it, won't we? The first thing that you are going to see when you open the package is, of course, the Vapor Flask. As you can see, it has no longer the manufacturer logo on the underside. Besides the Vapor Flask, there's also a little transport sack, a USB cable for charging the batteries, and a manual included. Here we have the Vapor Flask. It has an USB charging port as usual with DNA40 devices, and on the upper side we can see the fire button as well as the up and down buttons for navigating through the menu. On the top side is a 510 connector for atomizers located, as well as a display of the Kangxin DNA40 chip. On the bottom side are the openings for the two 18650 batteries. You can either use an American 1-cent piece, a 5-euro-cent piece, or whatever's lying around and fits to open them up. Let me just unscrew this real fast and we'll take a look into the menu of the box. Here we are again, only this time loaded up with batteries. This is what you are going to see when you turn the Vapor Flask on for the first time. And of course it says atomizer open, because I haven't screwed on an Ati yet. So let's just screw on the Flashy Vapor VS Clone. And it's on, yay. Let me press the fire button and now take a look at the display. The mod asks if I just screwed a new or the old coil atomizer on. The Vapor Flask remembers the last used coil, which makes the ohm lock, as known by the VT60, unnecessary. But here we have a new coil, which too isn't a nickel coil, so now we only have the variable watts mode available. Let's test it. The ohm readings are, contrary to previous statements on the web about the Kangxin clone, stable, and the mod seems to fire at 40 watts. By the way, the display is really bright and can be read easily in bare sunlight. Also, you can put the mod into a stealth mode, which shuts the display off, which comes in handy when watching a movie or something at home. Well, let us test a temperature-controlled coil. For that purpose, I've prepared the 316 stainless steel Kangxin Vapor Flask Clone, which I've just screwed on. When the fire button is pushed again, I'm asked again if it's a new or an old coil. Of course, a new. The flask is firing in variable watts mode right now, since I manually put it there before. To change it, I press the fire button 5 times to lock the mod and hold down the up and down button simultaneously to get into the temp control menu. The navigation through the temps isn't as fast as through the watts, but I don't care, maybe it's for the better. 320 degrees Fahrenheit were good for me in the past, so I'm going to choose these now. Pressing the fire button again 5 times will get me back to the normal state, and whoop, we're in temp controlled mode. My 0.43 ohms coil gets the Vapor Flask at its limit, because it can fire at 40 watts maximum. This way I won't be able to reach 320 degrees, and therefore you should make your coils at lower ohms. But to test the TC, nevertheless, I'm going to unscrew the Ati to make the coil dry as tumbleweed. Colored juices are maybe not the best idea when you are reviewing a product while wearing white gloves. But because of the color you can see especially good when the coil is about to get dry, hence it's more than useful here. In almost no time you will automatically get down to 0.9 watts, whereby the chance of a dry hit is drastically reduced. You will almost never vape your cotton this dry, so a dry hit is practically impossible on this setup. About the build quality of the Vapor Flask, I have to say I'm rather impressed. I wouldn't have thought that it would be so good. It seems to be made of anodized aluminum instead of just painted aluminum I've seen on other mods. It feels really sturdy and ergonomic. It just feels good. The only con I found is this: the 510 would have been nicer if it was spring-loaded instead of using a center screw, but other than that, a damn good mod. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. If you liked this video, it would be nice if you'd sub my channel and or leave me some feedback. In the video description you can also find links to where I bought the products I've shown in the video.